Hey! All right, I'm calling a meeting of the Capital Committee for Town of Southampton, August 15th. It's 5:35. My name is Charlie Kinnicky. I'm the chair. To my left is Sharon Hart. And
Margaret Larson.
And Roger Ball Jr.
okay. We have no minutes to review, and we're going to move into the first request. The first request is from the school department. The school department has excess money that was left over from their sidewalk project because their quotes came in lower than they expected. We know that there are other areas of that sidewalk that need to be repaired, but this committee has to authorize that if they want to move forward with doing some more of that work. And how much money was left?
Oh, God. I think it was $7,000 or $8,000.
$7,000 or $8,000?
Yeah.
Wow, the bid came in much less than I expected.
They did a couple of things. Number one was when the contractor, the low quote contractor, did his quote, they changed the methodology from the methodology that they had for the original estimate. And if you remember the presentation, they were going to cut out the cracks down to the ground and fill them in.
Right.
Well, Adam and Ruxin came in and said, okay, we can do this less expensively by just taking out the entire section and replacing the entire section, which is actually a better, longer lasting repair.
Yeah.
So that's what they did. And there's two pieces of the puzzle, because I think there's either $7,000 or $8,000 left, and they asked, okay, can we spend it all? And there's two pieces. Under procurement laws, they can only expend up to 25% more than what the original contract was,
Okay.
which leaves them
25% of that contract.
of that contract.
Not of the money.
Not of the money.
Right.
So
Of the contract.
under the existing contract, if they just wanted to do it in addition to it, they cannot spend all the money. I think they come up about $2,000. However, they could just go out and, well, they don't even have to, because now they're under $10,000. They can use good business practice. Or, and I didn't say this, they could just say, okay, we're going to spend 25% more
Right.
Yeah.
and do
then
what we
do
can,
that under 10.
and then if they're actually a little bit short, they could go out and do a separate contract for the rest. So, but this is basically, as you can see here, here's the section in front of the flagpoles they did. So
Yep.
you can see about, I don't know, 8 or 9 sections that they actually pulled out and redid the whole section rather than just the flags. So, and here's a section of that front sidewalk that they did. And again, you can see that they took the whole sections out, they replaced them with the new concrete. This is during the repair, so you can see they pulled the old section out. You'll see in the next section, they actually leveled it, put the dirt in, and they put in the wire mesh to make it hold. So, and here it is where they had pulled it out. And they've got the wood in for,
So much better.
and you can see where they've got the dirt. At this point, they hadn't totally leveled it yet. And then here's that section after they leveled it, and they put in the wire mesh. And then these are the types of sections that they want to go on to. Now, originally they were not, their original scope was, let's take care of all the trip hazards and the insurance risks, the real bad sections. So they have sections like this that are left that have been repaired, and I don't know how long ago they repaired. I don't think it's been more than 2 or 3 years, but you can see by the lighter areas, that's where they had patched the crack. But you'll also be able to see that the cracks are starting to come back. So, I mean, my take on this is, okay, it's not a trip hazard right now, but probably whether it's 1 year or 2 years from now, these cracks are going to get worse and be the same place that the other ones were. So Yeah, here's another,
Yeah.
here's a section where.
Then the voters will think we're just doing the concrete
Right.
over again.
Yeah,
in the same
right.
spot.
Here's a section where
That's what they'll
four of them
do.
come together, you
Yeah.
can see it was patched over here, it was
Yeah.
patched here.
And now
This
we've got
this is gone.
vegetation.
I
And
mean,
the
I wish it was
vegetation's
never
cut.
patched like that in the first place, because
Yeah.
these patches are not like, they just pulled out whole sections and did
Right.
it the right way, versus this
Right.
probably
Yeah.
lasted
And-
no time at all.
Yeah, and you can see another one here, you can see this was patched, that was patched, that was patched. You can see it's
Yep.
basically coming back through.
And so the plan is to
And
do
that's-
the same process, to remove those
The whole section,
pavements.
in those
And
areas.
then, yeah.
How many are there? Is there a lot, or?
I believe Tom had told me there's like, I think 8 more sections or something.
Okay.
That's my memory.
And we can do it under the existing
Yeah,
Yeah.
thing.
so
Yeah.
let's just do it. Do
Yeah.
I hear a motion?
I make a motion
What's your motion?
to,
Authorize the school department to expend the remaining money to
Sure.
secure the sidewalk?
Sounds good.
I gotta write that down. Oh, I'm supposed to be
That's an
writing.
excellent motion.
Well,
Are you gonna write it?
No, it's kind of right. I'm not very good with articulation.
That was well articulated.
What did I say?
I authorize the school to expend the
Remaining funds
remaining funds. Yeah.
to address the need of the sidewalks and make it simple.
Oh, and I should make it, there's one, you know the little island kind of between the parking lot and then you've got the driveway?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
got the little, yeah.
There's one section that is cracked. They are going to actually repair that the old-fashioned way of cutting that crack up and patching it. And this is the reason why, because if they actually pull a section out of that, they have to adhere to the new ADA laws, and it's too steep. So they're gonna have to take the whole thing out. So what I am trying to do for them is there's an ADA compliance grant out right now, which you can use for elevators and handrails and stuff like that. So I'm trying to find out for them if it's maybe possible to put in for that grant to maybe replace that whole line.
Yeah, because which we were talking about for the police building too. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there a second?
Second, I second your excellent motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done deal. Unanimous. The other topic that came up was the fact that one of our police cruisers had an accident and the vehicle is going to need to be replaced. All the numbers are not in at this point. I can give you an estimate of what the chief believes it's going to cost. And, you know, the way I'm reading this, and now that I'm looking for it, is somewhere around $54,000. But there's insurance claim money that still needs to come back.
Yeah.
There's the issue of the fact that we have no money right now in the capital budget to do something.
And we also have that old cruiser that they were going to retire for the new cruiser that we just bought. So why
Right.
can't they just extend that for another year?
I don't know.
Well, have they indicated that they can't?
They haven't indicated one way or the other. I sort of pressured the chief to get this in front of us so that we could talk this out.
Yeah.
I saw
And that's
Yeah.
about what it came down to. I'd love to hear Ed if he has any comments on this.
See, but-
Well,
I mean, I think they
Can
should just
can I
keep the
ask a-
old
Can I ask a
cruiser.
Well,
question?
the problem with the old cruiser is a stripped down version. There's no radio or any of that
Well,
stuff.
sure, but it's been working for a number of years, right?
But if you put it out in service and get a officer cut out there without a radio,
Well, how's it been being utilized recently? I mean,
they
it's
haven't
it's
really
been-
used it as a cruiser.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but
No.
that cruiser's been around for 130,000 miles, so you
Right.
can't tell me that it's not
But
useful.
they're not using it as a cruiser. They're using it as like going to meetings and stuff like that right now.
Okay.
So tell me about the cruiser
Why
that
was
was
this cruiser ever
wrecked.
procured for that reason?
How old was it?
I mean, I don't want to go into the history of this. I don't want to go into the history of this, but like, seriously?
I
So
think
that
they
was
pulled
the
the
new
stuff
one
out
that
of
we
it
bought?
already to put it.
No,
in.
no,
So
no.
it's a few years old.
Usually you take
Which-
your old stuff.
how old was
and
it?
you kind of
Okay.
recycle, you
But we
retire
we
it
bought
back
one like
as you
4
get it.
years ago, right?
We bought
Oh, so you're saying they
three cruisers
stripped
in the
that
last-
cruiser
We
down
just approved.
already?
Right.
Yeah, we bought
And-
three.
and- and actually,
Whoa, whoa, we're going in five directions.
Yeah, yeah, I
the
can't
SUV
enter.
that got totaled, that's the equipment that they pulled the radio and stuff out of that one to go into the one we're gonna get in 2 weeks.
Oh.
The one they,
Their fleet is down.
Yeah.
wait, explain that again? The one they totaled is what?
They actually pulled the radio and some of the equipment out of that to put in the new SUV, so that's fully equipped.
So,
Because why? Because the,
Because there was nothing really in the one that was going to go out of service could be
But
transferred
I
over.
thought when we approved that other one, I asked him if that was a complete car ready to go on the road, and he said yes.
Yeah.
So therefore, it shouldn't need all of that.
Yeah, it shouldn't need all of that.
About it, so.
Or that they
Yeah,
didn't, they
that's a
decided
great
not to
point.
use that portion of the budget that they were given to outfit that when this happened.
Well, then that means we would expect money back.
Correct. So I'm wondering if that's the case.
Yeah, because under the warrant, that's supposed to be a complete cruiser.
Yeah.
Bring him in and ask him.
Yeah.
I would bring him in and ask him.
I feel-
Like I say, it's.
Yeah, because I asked
it's
about that to
anyway,
make sure, because we got burnt.
Yeah.
All I was trying to accomplish was so this committee
Just to talk
would
about it.
understand there's something out there that just
Okay.
occurred that, you know, we're probably
Sure.
going to somehow quasi indirectly might be involved in. I want, you know, I didn't want you to all get surprised.
No, and I think this
because-
dialogue is important, but to his point, if that's supposed to be a complete cruiser.
That was
then-
my memory of it too.
Yeah, then then
Yeah.
that cruiser that we have should be left in service for the time being, and even if they need to re-outfit because they stripped it, then we'll wait till the money comes back.
I can
Till we
remember-
have replenishment capital funds.
3 years ago, when they started asking for new cruisers, having the discussion of making sure that they had enough money to buy the new cameras and everything else, so when that cruiser was bought, they weren't cannibalizing an old vehicle and trying to
With
take...
old equipment.
With old
Yeah.
equipment.
Right.
And I know we voted that,
Yeah.
but I don't know where this is at. So
Well, we
anyway,
need to wait,
But
we
if
need to
they're-
hear from him. rather
Yeah,
than
and
speculate.
if they're down, I mean, we should be looking at that, if they're down
Well,
vehicles.
well, they're gonna get a new cruiser in about a month, right?
Probably, I would guess a couple of weeks.
All right, so that'll help, but they're still gonna be down one vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, that assumes, though, that we can't just leave in service the existing vehicle that they're ready to replace. In my eyes, they're not down a vehicle.
Okay,
That's just my opinion.
but that,
Or they shouldn't be down a vehicle,
And
which is
that'll-
why we need to invite him in to explain.
right, and that'll go back to the selectmen's corner
Yeah.
rather than this committee. So do I hear a motion to just table this for now?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
All right.
Open time for the public?
Don't look at me.
Public is clamoring. I hear a motion to adjourn.
Motion moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So-
Thank you all.
Sorry I was late.
Yeah. That's okay.
Thanks, Ed.
Hey, you're welcome.
Glad that was short. Today is the